Welcome to this tutorial for the HLOOKUP. This is part of the lookup family of function words built into Excel, the most common being the vertical lookup, the VLOOKUP. We do recommend that you watch that video before watching this one, as it goes into greater detail about the attributes and how you would use a lookup function. However, the horizontal lookup can be used when the information you require is not in the first column of a table. Here we've got a number of years people work for our company. Down the bottom we've got a small table. Across the top are the number of years someone's worked for the organisation, followed by information relating to their holiday entitlement, their pension and their sick day allowance. Sometimes I need to bring back information regarding how many years they've worked for us. So HLOOKUP would be ideal. Let's write the attributes here. Remember, there's 4 attributes in the lookup. So if I write the attributes here to give you an idea as to what's required. Now the first attribute is, what are you looking for? Now for us, we'll be looking for this number that somebody types in here, the 5, comma. The next attribute is, where will I find that 5 years? And we would specify you'll find it in our table down here. Now, being a horizontal lookup, even though I tell it to look in this whole data set, no matter how big it is, it can only look across the top row. So it will look across the top row to find that 5 and stop on there. The third attribute is, once I've found what you're looking for, which row shall I bring back to you? Which row of information? Now for us, if I was interested in the pension rate, then I would specify the number 3. In other words, it counts down 3 rows to return what's in the 3rd row. Remember, the row number you put here has got nothing to do with the sheet rows. It's the number of rows in the specified data set that you specified here at the where, comma. And finally, you get a choice for the last attribute. Do you want an exact match of what you're looking for, or an approximate? Now if I put an exact match, it will look for exactly the number 5 along here, which it finds quite easily. Now there are occasions when you do want to find an approximate, because this last attribute can either be an exact or an approximate. If I change this number here, for example, a member of staff has worked for the company for 7 years. Now when we run this, it's going to come across a problem. Because we've asked for an exact match, it will look across this top row and realise it can't find 7 years. And it will return an NA error to say it's not applicable, not available. So instead of asking it to find an exact match, we can ask for an approximate. Now when we specify an approximate match, then it will always return the lower value. Okay, so even if someone had worked for 9 years, it wouldn't give them the 10, it would drop to the 5. So it will always go to the lower value. There's one other thing to remember about using approximate, is that these must be sorted into ascending order. So whenever you're using approximate, and that goes for VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, If you're using approximate, then where it's looking, it must be sorted into ascending order. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So if we said approximate, then this would work fine. So now we can write what their holiday entitlement is based on 7 years. So we'll type in equals HLOOKUP, open bracket. Now the first attribute is what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for this number here that they type in this case the 7, comma. Where will I find it? Where's your data table? Well, it happens to be here. So I will highlight the entire table. Some people make the mistake of highlighting just the first row. You must highlight the whole table. Comma. It's now asking, okay, which row down do you want me to return the information from? So in our case, we want the holiday entitlement, which is the second row from the top. 1, 2. So I will put a 2 there. Comma. And now it's asking, do you want to put true or false? If it's false, it'll be an exact match you're looking for. If it's true, I shall find an approximate match to the number 7 that you're looking up. So we're going to go for the true, which gives us an approximate. We close the bracket, and there's our formula. Enter that. You'll now find that whenever I type a number of years in, if I put 13 years in, it will always give me a result, unlike if I was asking for an exact match. And that is the horizontal lookup.